welcome to the Point to Point here in Ballydarragh, where we're going to have a look at the side saddle specialist Susan Oakes competing in the open race. But before that, we're going to watch her schooling Parsons Pistol during the week in Skryne.
Parsons Pistol over fences and give him a gallop because it's his first time on Sunday that he'll run in a bitless bridle. So we're just going to try it out today and see how he adjusts to it and see does he like it. So the main thing is see how he schools and he gallops in it.
Last May was the first time I got to know Susan Oakes. She asked me to train her. At that stage, I didn't know anything about side saddle riding. I've since learned an awful lot in the meantime. But Susan is, she's the complete horsewoman. She rides side saddle, she hunts, she point to points, and she does some show jumping, and she does also showing horses. So she covers the whole spectrum of equestrianism, and it's very hard to do all things because point to pointing requires one thing, hunting requires another, show jumping requires another, and showing horses in classes requires another thing. So for sure she is a rare talent, and she's a very, very good horse person, and she's proven it.
I also brought Omar Hertig up here to Skryne this morning to give him a gallop and give him a jump over the fences, side saddle, and just see. He enjoyed it last week when he won the race in England, so just to keep his mind right and keep him doing different things, we decided to bring him up as well.
How did you become involved in point pointing?
Well, over the years, my family would be, a lot of them would be involved in racing. Irene Oakes would train and Frank, my uncle. So I've always been riding out and had a great interest in the race horses. And then we just decided to get a point pointer, and from there I really enjoyed it and got a few more. Now I have a few more, so it's great.
It's grown from there.
Yeah, it has indeed, yeah. I get a lot of enjoyment from the point pointing. As a family, we all go together and it's a brilliant day out. So ladies, what are you up to next Thursday?
Oh, I don't know. I have to check my diary. Why?
I suppose I'll be in college. Why?
I was thinking if we head to Skryne Gallops and go for a gallop side saddle.
Right. Sure, I suppose I could take a spin over from UCD.
Yeah, sure, why not? We'll give it a go.
First things first, we'll go out, and I wish you the best of luck in riding today, and we'll chat to you later.
Yeah, you too.
Sport in general is the best leveller of all sports because you're up today and on the ground tomorrow.
Rider just obscured from view, but I didn't see that one reappear. So heading now to make their way on the turn. Might bring them round towards the back straight. They've got quarter jump. This is the turn. You have the advantage. The most chase on the inside of that big spanner. Her forelegs.
Falls are all part and parcel of the equestrian sport, and as we've seen today, my horse did everything he could to try and avoid kicking me on the ground.
On the outside is Ned's return. Twin Joy is third at the second lap. Most chase Ned's return. Twin Joy is right against them at the final fence.
Well, we were second again today, but I was delighted with the way Ned's ran. He travelled really well and never missed a beat with his jumping as per usual, so he gave me a great spin. We were just unfortunate to come up against a better horse and jockey on the day, so well done to Most Chase and Derek O'Connor. But we both came back in one piece, so we're looking forward to the next day now.
Unfortunately, didn't make it home. Ground was very tacky there to get in today, and sure, he still jumped. He jumped well. We started mid-division, but unfortunately started to slip back then going out on the third lap. So pulled him up, saved my horse for another day.
From a young age, I had a huge interest in side saddle riding. I found an old side saddle in the tack room down in the yard, and from there I had the donkey side saddle, and every pony we ever had was jumped and ridden side saddle. I started off doing all the showing classes with the Connemara ponies, the IPS, and then the horse classes. But really the jumping was much more my cup of tea. Last year when I started training with Paraic Geraghty, he had a stallion SIEC Atlas which I trained on, and I really enjoyed riding him. So now I'm lucky that I have him here in Navan, and I am looking forward to competing him in Aine and over the Puissance. He's competed at the top level of show jumping. He's jumped in the World Games in Acord in 2006. He's jumped Nations Cups, Grand Prix. He's an absolutely fabulous horse, and I hunted him this season. He goes to the Gallops to give Umar Hertig a lead. He trots out the roads. He's just like part of the family. There were 3 ladies in the competition, 2 other English ladies, and I had the 2 horses to jump. I set the world record on Brandy and Red at 5'9", and I was second on Cranach Clover jumping 5'7". After I set my record of 5'9", I then attempted to jump 6'6", which is 2 meters on Brandy and Red. I was privileged to be invited to jump the Puissance Wall in the RDS last year, and I was the first lady ever to jump the Puissance Wall side saddle. On the day I jumped 140, but in training I had jumped 6'6". So hopefully this year I'll go back and jump close to 6 foot. Together with the Meath Hunt, we organised a side saddle hunting day in Boyerstown, Navan on the 19th of January. 50 brave ladies from all over the world joined me in taking part in what was a world record for the amount of ladies to hunt a side. The ladies came from America, France, Sweden, Italy and the UK. 44 of the ladies had never sat on the horses before. I had schooled them all for the few months previous and got saddles. It was a huge undertaking, but it was really well worth it. I was delighted to go to England to take part in the inaugural running of the Diana of the Chase. I brought over my own horse, Umar Hertig, who's quite a quirky character, but I really wanted to try and win the race on him, or even just take part in the race on him. It was 16 ladies went to post, and we lost a few at the first. The course was just over 1.5 miles or 2 miles over posts and rails and hedges, and the ground was really bottomless conditions, to be honest. All went to plan. We landed over the second last upsides, another girl, Lizzie Harris from the UK, and I knew if I got his head anyway in front, he wouldn't let the other horse by. So going over the second last and the last, we jumped upsides, and then we just went on to win by a length. It was a great feeling, and I was absolutely over the moon to win it. The prize I won, I'm very excited about. I won a bespoke Bernard Weatherall side saddle habit, which is valued in or around 4,000 to 4,500 sterling, and I am getting fitted by the Queen's tailor, who is world famous. So I'm really looking forward to going over and getting that done. In July, I'm going to head back over to Aine to attempt to break my own world record. I have jumped 6'8" in training, so on the day I hope to bring my performance from training to the competition. So that's really where my aim is, and then I hope to go on to the RDS and jump the wall. I have jumped it at 6'2", so I'd like to jump close to it on the day. Next season, I'm really looking forward to being the joint master of the Gralla Harriers who hunt down in Galway. So I'd like for all the people I know from all the different equestrian disciplines that I take part in to come and join me hunting in Galway over the stone walls next season. Over the last few years, side saddle riding has been coming back and it's very popular again. So together with the Irish Side Saddle Association, there's days where you can have a go for people that want to just give it a go and see what it's like. And if you look up on the Irish Side Saddle Association website, all these things are on it. Okay, try that. See?
So we've just got up on our horse's side saddle, and we started walking a little bit and then trotting around the gallop.
Okay. And just keep all your weight into your right buttock and your right shoulder back.
Well, Anya and Annie will obviously it's their first time to ride side saddle, so you know it's probably a daunting prospect for some people. But these girls are very, very successful girls in the point-to-point sphere. The biggest thing I think they will find today is you're sitting on one side of the horse, so normally you're riding astride, you have a leg either side, and it's easier to support your horse and encourage it forward and keep it together and keep it balanced.
Better off, it's easier to get your shoulder back. Okay? So what we'll do is we can start over the small log. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll just trot around and we'll jump this and we'll turn right-handed after it. Okay? And we won't jump that fence yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Okay. So when you're ready.
So we got down to the arena and I was hugely apprehensive, I'm not going to lie. The thoughts of jumping, I wasn't feeling too secure in the saddle, so the thoughts of going over the log, which I told myself I was going to give that a go at least anyway. Luckily Susan said she would pop the horses over the logs first for us just to get them warmed up and get their eyes in, and doesn't look too safe or balanced when you're going over the log. You kind of looks like you're getting whiplash almost. So yeah, very apprehensive, but we went down to the log and we made it over, and I just thought, thank God we've done that, can I get off? But no, we did it a couple more times and got warmed up, and yeah, kind of got a bit of confidence going over the logs, so we're happy with that then.
Like Annie, I was that little bit apprehensive, but we tried it and it wasn't too bad. And the blue and white guy he was a lovely horse, and he was very smooth. And Annie's horse, Rambo, he looked cool. In fairness, he looked bouncy, but still looked cool. So we swapped anyway, and then we both jumped those horses over the two logs.
And then the chase fence. Yeah. I suppose, again, I was rather scared doing this, but I thought, sure, we've got this far, we may as well do it now. And they were deadly. It was great fun. I think we learnt that the faster you were going and the bigger stride you saw the fence on, the smoother it was. And yeah, sure, the horses knew what they were doing, and no, it was great fun.
Got a bit more brave and plucked up a little bit more courage, and after watching Susan going around over the chase fences, sure, courage was mounting in me, so I was mad to give it a go. So on I went in front, and Annie and Susan came along then, and sure, it was a great crack, and just kept going around the arena jumping the chase fences, so it was a great experience and I really enjoyed it.
It's a good day for Irish side saddle riding. 2 superstars were born. Already I think the entry forms are being signed up, so we have 2 more riders for the Diana of the Chase in the UK next year. Annie Bowles, which I'm sure will ride Ned's return, and Anya Dagg on Arctic Mick, so we look forward to the challenge. Horses are not my profession. I'm a businesswoman involved in the dental industry. And without the huge support from my family, my mother Claire and Oliver and my sister Liz, as well as Will, who helps doing the horses, and Ray, and my trainer Paraic, and all my friends, I would not be able to do or achieve anything I have achieved to date.